What's up, guys? Invader1 here again, and this time with the Cabal or Cabal Vanguard. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you guys that I have absolutely no idea how to say that word. It could be Cabal, 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 I don't even know. Well, you know what's interesting is that, this chick reminds me of an 80s song, alright? I know you guys are going to troll me about that 80s song. Like, what? Yeah, this is a song that says that girl is poison. So, that is exactly what I call her, because she is poisonous, and I freaking love her. She's awesome, guys. She's actually really, really good. At first, I was a little, I don't know, I thought she was a little funky, but then I took her to platinum and destroyed quite a few enemies. Matter of fact, I got way too excited, and I think I got a little too up close with some enemies. But regardless of the fact, you guys are really gonna enjoy this gameplay. She is so badass. Let's go into the build, and this is the build that I recommend for her. Poison Strike. I don't use all of the points on Poison Strike, in all honesty, because for Platinum and even the lower difficulties, I go a lot with the Nightshade Blades, Biotic Focus, which is awesome. Biotic Focus is so freaking good. Turian Veteran is great, and then in Gauntlets, well, it's, whatever. It's just to give her a little bit of tankiness, right? So let's go into it. Nightshade Blades. Think of this kind of like the Batarian's Blades. The Batarian's Blades may be a little better. It all depends, but at the same time, the way I have this build set up, you will see me actually destroy Phantoms with these blades. What's good about them is that they do have a poison damage bonus. As you can see, poison damage per second, and you get a poison duration for 8 seconds here. But let's go into it now. Rank 4, I recommend to go for damage. Rank 5, instead of range, I was thinking range, but range is always good, in all honesty. It is always good. This is usually what I go for when it comes to the Batarian explosive blades, but I realized that the poison duration is actually pretty decent. It's actually really, really decent, and it really causes the paralysis to last a little bit longer and the poison to last a little longer. So this actually turned out a little bit better, and the range is 15 meters, even like this. So it's not too bad at all. And then rank 6, I go for exploding blades, because it does have an area of effect damage. So it's not like it just explodes on that enemy. It actually affects quite a few. And if you see, the blade damage set up this way is 2,220, which is insanely good. It is so good. The poison damage per second is 92.5. The duration is 11.2 seconds. I mean, in the range is 15 meters. I mean, I used to think, man, range would be better, but 15 meters is really freaking good. So that's the way I would go. Biotic Focus. Oh, I love you. I love you, Biotic Focus. You're so good. Rank 4. I would recommend damage taken. Decrease the damage taken by 10%. This is so good. This is how you want it. Rank 5. Duration, guys. You want this puppy to last so freaking long. I mean, look at this. Forget the melee damage bonus. The melee is good, but I mean, come on. Come on. Reduce the amount of damage taken and give it a higher duration. Rank 6, Biotic Shields. Yes, you're so good. This shield is so good. I'm telling you, this really helped me out in the gameplay. I got so excited that I actually did make a few mistakes. I actually did get killed a few times because I just got so freaking confident as to how great her biotic shield was. Look at this. Recharge speed is 5 seconds. The duration is 20.4 seconds. This thing is so good. Damage taken negative 25%. So you have a damage reduction bonus. Alright, a melee damage bonus as well, and a movement speed bonus already. So even if you don't go with this melee damage bonus in rank 5, guess what? You still have a 15% melee damage bonus, and you can still move 10% faster. When it comes to Turian Veteran, guys, normally I go on rank 4 for damage and stability, more weapon damage, all weapon damage, but put a little bit damage and capacity here. That's the way I go. So at least like that, you increase the Nightshade Blades, and even those Poison Strike, even though it's only 3 points, but at least it'll increase the amount of damage that it does. Go here for more power damage. Again, power damage. Rank 6, damage and stability. This is where you increase your weapon damage bonus and get some stability back. You lose it here in rank 4 with this build, but you get at least some of it on rank 6. So that's the way I go. Venom Gauntlets, I go for durability and sheer recharge. That's the way I pretty much roll. Alright guys, let's get into the gameplay. I want to talk a little bit more about this character. All right, so a few things about this Poison Girl, okay, that I will tell you is that the first time that I played her, because I got her in the first, pretty much the first day of the DLC, I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't too impressed. I didn't understand her quite well, and I was like, what is this? It was just some kind of strange situation going on. It's a female Turian, that's great. She's poisonous. I mean, I don't know what to say about the fact that they brought out a female Turian and her powers are all based on poison. Um, Anyways, besides that, honestly, I think that was really cool. I brought a female Turian. That's great. That's fun and all, but her powers kind of confused me at first, and I want to talk about them a little bit. And at first, I was a little confused about in regards to how to use her. A little confused as to how her powers really work. But in all honesty, after playing with her quite a bit, after really getting to understand her movement and how she works, I have to tell you, she is really, really freaking good. And as you can see how I play with her here, she has a really great thing, which is her dodge and her movement, the way she kind of warps through space and time, like, I don't know, Star Trek or whatever. If she didn't have this kind of movement, I would say that I would not like her. I would not like her poison strike. I would not like anything about her. But the fact that she does have this kind of movement, where she can move through walls, she can get away from a situation, she is super fast. She actually works out. She actually really does. Now, poison strike. You guys saw the build in the beginning. I only have 3 points here, but I use it quite a bit. And I do like it. I don't like the fact that it's very limited. It's like sometimes you'll try to poison strike and you end up like landing right in front of the enemy, and then the enemy's just looking at you and starts shooting at you. Especially if it's a marauder, that's just a really tough situation right there, where the marauder's just looking at you and starts to shoot at you with their faced in 10,000s. But regardless of that, if you use poison strike appropriately at the right time, which is usually in the beginning, I like to use poison strike right away, as you can tell. It actually works out. You can do a poison strike, get in quickly, and then get out. I mean, she's like the super duper Vanguard ninja. Like she could just go in, do her business, poison, slap everybody in the face, and get the hell out. I mean, she's like super ninja. Like seriously. And you notice I'll do a lot of poison strikes here, and then I'm using my nightshade blades and just making sure I'm poisoning all the things, because she's a poison girl. That's exactly what she does. Again, if she didn't have this movement, I'd probably be a little disappointed, but I actually ended up liking her quite a bit. The way I use her poison strike is I use it right away at the enemy, and then I back out to make sure that they have their poison, they're hurt, and then I use nightshade blades with biotic focus enhance at the same time, with using biotic focus for the damage reduction bonuses. And from there, I'm just using my weapon. Now, remember that she is a Turian, so she does get the Turian veteran bonuses of actually being able to have stability, have weapon damage, and those are all great things. So you can actually put good weapons on her. In this situation, I kind of went traditional with putting a Cerberus Harrier on her. I mean, you could probably put, in all honesty, if we were looking at weapons to put on her, I have the Cerberus Harrier on her, and then I also have the Acolyte for Phantoms and all that, especially on Platinum. But you can pretty much put all the weapons, as long as they're not too heavy, because you don't want her power recharge to be too bad. But I would say in the assault rifle area, something like the Lancer would be really, really good on her. The Lancer is a really decent weapon, and I would recommend it. The particle rifle as well, it's a little heavy, but due to the fact that you're probably not going to be charging with her a lot for poison strike. I mean, depending on your playstyle, if you use the nightshade blades mostly and just going in and out through space and time, the space and time continuum, then you're gonna be fine, and you can use a little bit of a heavier weapon like the particle rifle, as I explained before. You can also go with shotguns, especially as well. You guys know that vanguards for the longest would carry a shotgun. Matter of fact, the base human vanguard usually when you start out with them, I mean, they always the first weapon that they put on you is the katana and an SMG, which is interesting. I mean, if I were going to use a shotgun with her, I would use something like the Wraith. I would use the Raider or the Growl Spike Thrower or the Disciple. I mean, those are the kind of shotguns I would use her. I mean, you could use the Piranha, the Rieger as well, but the Rieger's kind of heavy. Mess up her recharge speed a little bit, and that's not a good thing. The Venom shotgun is great as well, but again, her recharge speed would be kind of messed up. Other weapons that would work with her are SMGs, pistols. I mean, you could take the Talon, you could take the Scorpion. Weapons like that do work. I mean, I would not recommend a sniper rifle, guys. I mean, it's just kind of obvious. Yeah, you can use a sniper rifle. You can use the Indra. I understand that. Great, but in reality, it doesn't quite make sense. With her, you kind of want to play up close to a certain extent. You want to get in and then get back out. Shoot from far, not too far that you need a sniper rifle, but shoot from far that hey, you can use an assault rifle or a shotgun that'll be able to reach the enemy. So that's what I have to say about that. Now, the way that I play with her is, you guys, as I said before, poison strike, nice shape blades with biotic focus, and just slapping and poisoning all the things. Now, if you did not want to go with poison strike at all, you'll be totally fine with just nice shape blades and biotic focus, because they do work so good, especially nightshade blades. Nightshade blades gives you a 2,220 damage. It's just so freaking good, and then when it explodes, it gives you another 500 points of damage. It's just absolutely amazing. So because of that, you're able to see me destroy a few phantoms with nightshade blades. And in all honesty, if you were just going to use nightshade blades and biotic focus, you'd still totally be fine and still destroy with this character because of her poisonous capability. She's constantly poisoning the enemy, and it's doing damage to them all the time. Now, biotic focus, guys, I gotta tell you that this is the other thing about biotic focus. I mean, you could be in a tight spot, you can be in a tight situation, you're there with her, then all of a sudden you got like the last bar of health. You have no shields. You hit biotic focus, and it's so fast recharging that you could constantly spam biotic focus over and over and over, and it'll keep you alive. It'll keep you going. So I really enjoy biotic focus with her. Now, she is a little bit of a weird character. She's this really strange mix of she is a little bit of a strange character, in all honesty. I mean, she's got all these Turian bonuses, but she's got poison strike. It's not a biotic charge. It doesn't impact the enemies, and in all honesty, I prefer the impact. I mean, if there were just one thing to change about her, I will put that poison strike would actually impact the enemy. It doesn't do that here. It actually just goes right through them, and I guess that's fine. You know, she does have her movement. As you can see, her I can get in and out of situations and just go. But again, the only thing I would ever change is the impact. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about her melee. Her melee also does damage, so her melee is actually really good, and I want to talk about this a little bit. If I believe this is not a melee build, but I believe that a good melee build would probably benefit her well. And if you guys tell me, hey, Invader, would love to see a melee build, I will so create a melee build and actually just run it on gold. And go right ahead and gold, just do melee all the things, and just see how quickly I can kill with just a melee build. I mean, if I look at her Venom Gauntlets, which is, her health and fitness slash melee capabilities, she actually gets 30% of melee damage, like it says in the description, is applied as poison damage over 5 seconds. So anytime you do a melee, you're applying 30% of the melee damage as poison damage, and it's damage over time. It's not just like, oh well, just hit them, impacted them, and that's it. It's a little bit of health or shields that were drained, but for 5 seconds, that damage is poisonous. So a melee build with her, I think, would benefit her well. It really, really would benefit her well. Now, When it comes to gear bonuses, here I went with the Get Vision because I wanted to see through walls. I wanted to see where I was going, yada yada yada. But I made a mistake. A good gear bonus for her would be one that would allow her to have more of a grenade capacity because of her nightshade blades, and her nightshade blades are based off of grenades. Because of that, if you have the grenade capacity 5, that will work. Or the warfighter package, which I should have used here so I could have more blades. I had to constantly go back to the ammo box. That would be great. If you're using a shotgun though, the shock trooper upgrade. So you have shotgun damage and have an additional 2 additional grenades. So that also works as well. And that was, I would say, my mistake in this gameplay. I didn't really need to get vision. It's kind of nice to have it, but with her movement and the way she goes in and out, I was actually okay. I probably would have been totally fine with just using her movement and working with her that way, getting in and out and just getting out of the situations. Look at this. I did a little bit of a melee there. I just wanted to see how great it would be. And look at this. I'm just getting out of situations. Her movement is really what makes her. Her movement is what keeps her going. She's a little poisonous. She's a little sneaky. I mean, I don't know, guys. She's sneaky, she's poisonous, and she is bad. She's a tough girl. All right, but personally, I think that she has actually now become one of my favorite vanguards. Not the favorite, but she has actually become one of my favorite vanguards only because they gave her this movement capability because of Nightshade Blades and Biotic Focus. Poison Strike is here and there. I'm okay with it, but really she has the capability of, she has the Turian bonuses. She has the Nightshade Blades, and the Biotic Focus keeps her alive. So, in all honesty, I think she's decent. I really like her, and as you can see in this gameplay, you're able to do a lot of damage and destroy. Could she have been a little different? Yes. Could she have had like some kind of impact with her, with her poison strike? Yes. Obviously, they wanted to do something different with her. The developers wanted to kind of do something totally new. That is totally fine. It actually worked out. But there's only one thing that I would change, which is the impact on that poison strike. Now, besides that, I think she works really, really well. I would have preferred for her to have. Okay, this is the other reason why I would have preferred to have the impact. The reason I would have preferred to have the impact is because the impact on vanguards actually detonates biotic explosions. So does Nova, and so do these other powers. Because her poison strike doesn't impact, you don't get that biotic detonation when you're playing with other biotic characters. So if, for example, you have something reaved, poison strike, from what I can tell, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys can correct me, does not detonate a biotic explosion. I mean, I have not seen it. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not reading it right. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe I just didn't do it. But in all honesty, all it seems to do is just paralyze the enemy. It seems to poison the enemy, and it seems like she's all about poison. So that's my issue with her. But in all reality, I actually do like her. I think she's really good, and in all honesty, I think she would do great in all the other difficulties as well. I can't even imagine that she would be bad on gold or silver or bronze. Now, I've only played her on platinum, so this is all I know for her right now at the moment. I haven't fully tested her out on gold. Oh, look at this. Look at this melee. Look at that. Oh, nasty melee. I haven't tested her out on the other difficulties, but from what I can tell so far here, she does really, really well. And you can see at some points in time I start using a pistol because I'm using the acolyte here to strip shields and then use my poison strike and nightshade blades, and that combination works out quite well. I could imagine that the scorpion would actually also be really, really good for this kind of character. Now, I have to say something also in regards to what's been going on lately with BioWare. Unfortunately, this is one of the characters from the last DLC, and as I was talking about in the previous video, because I posted another collector video. I wanted to do two different builds. One is a powers build, and the other one is a DOT build, more like a weapons build. The previous video, the powers build video, I did talk about that I will be doing videos for other characters that I have not reviewed yet. And at the same time, we'll be creating a new series for some of the vanilla characters and some of the other characters that I have not thoroughly gone over with. And I'm still going to do some of the challenges, especially the challenge of all collector adept team versus collectors. Kind of like a retribution, kind of like a payback situation there. And I will be doing not just that challenge, but quite a few of the challenges, especially some solo challenges, a lot of team challenges. But this is definitely the last DLC. The thing is that even though this is the last DLC, this is we're not gonna get. I guess we're not gonna get any new characters, no new maps, no new weapons. Even though now the promotional weapons are now available in packs in the RNG store. So now you can actually buy them. They're ultra rares now. But the developers have not said anything about not supporting this game, about not continuously do some balance changes. So, in all honesty, right now the balance changes happen every other Tuesday. It used to be every Tuesday, or every Wednesday sometimes, because sometimes they were late with it. But on these balance updates and balance changes, there is the possibility that they may change some things that may somehow fundamentally change the game. It has happened in the past, but I don't know exactly what they will be doing now. In all honesty, they are working on Mass Effect 4. I'm looking forward to hearing that announcement. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with Mass Effect 4, because Mass Effect 4 will no longer talk. Well, I don't know if it will no longer talk about Shepard, but it will no longer be Shepard's story. So that's I'm looking forward to seeing that. But that's what they're working on now. It doesn't mean that the game is dead. It doesn't mean that Mass Effect 3 multiplayer is gone. But it also means that we're not getting pretty much any new DLC. That may change. You never know. You never know. But from what I can tell, it seems like probably Mass Effect 4 should be probably really close around the corner. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have been enjoying doing all these videos for you guys, working on the hardest difficulties and just really getting this game out there for you guys, getting these videos out there for you guys, and showing you guys how to do gameplays on platinum and gameplays on gold and different kinds of builds and all that. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Mass Effect 4 is going to be like. I'm hoping that they're able to correct a lot of the issues that we've seen, but I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what Mass Effect 4 is going to be about. I do see that on Twitter the developers do talk about Mass Effect 4. They do talk about what that they're doing stuff for Mass Effect 4, that they're coding and that they're building and they're doing all these things. But I don't know what it may be. Whatever it is, I hope that they continue doing some really good work on these on that universe, because this universe seems really rich. And from just this first time doing a multiplayer like this, I gotta give it to BioWare that they did a really good job. And even though I wish that this last DLC actually had some new maps, I would have really liked some new maps or some more hazard maps. I am content with the fact that they did work out these characters. Some of these characters may seem like crutch characters, like the Geth Juggernaut. I see the Geth Juggernaut as a character that they felt will be great for newer players getting into platinum and harder difficulties, and kind of giving players a little bit of a bonus to somehow feel comfortable with the harder difficulties. And if you guys know, when I first started out, I used to bring, well, I still do, I bring a lot of new subscribers or people who have never been into platinum to platinum, and just so that they could feel it out, just so they could feel how platinum feels and kind of get an idea of how to work on platinum. It didn't matter what character, we will pretty much carry the person. But now that we have this, like characters like the Geth Juggernaut and even Edie, the Alliance Infiltrator unit, characters like these, and even this Vanguard, because a biotic focus is actually really decent and lasts quite a bit, and does give you a damage reduction bonus. It does recharge your biotic, your your barriers. So I think characters like these were made to kind of say, well, hey, you know what, guys? I think you guys. We want to leave you with something that will allow you to go to the higher difficulties, and but yet at the same time not be too powerful that you won't get killed or destroyed, but just powerful enough that you can manage it, you can get comfortable, get used to it, and probably after that start using other characters in platinum, like I do. In all honesty, I've played. I've played on pretty much every character in this entire game on platinum, and I don't have build videos for all of them, and I am going to be doing that and continuing the series. But all these characters can be used in platinum, and a lot of times a good tactic that I used to use was that to bring somebody along, didn't matter what character they used, but just to get a feel for platinum, to see how we play, to see how it goes. And I feel that like a lot of these characters that have come along are kind of like the developers saying, well, there are no more new characters coming up, so we're going to give you something that would allow you to play the game, get comfortable with the higher difficulties, make more credits, and get what you want out of the game. So I think that they kind of give us a bonus here at the same time, and give us some really decent characters. Now, some of you guys will be like, well, the Cabal, the Vanguard, she's not really a Vanguard. She doesn't have a charge that really impacts or whatever. Listen, she's a Vanguard. And not only is she a Vanguard, but she's actually really freaking good. As you can see in this gameplay, if you work her right, you probably don't even need to die. You'll be able to dodge in and out. You'll be able to go. She's got a great dodge. You can still use heavy weapons with her. You still have biotic focus, nightshade blades, which freaking destroy all the things. Just destroy all the things. So, in all honesty, guys, I think she does really well. Now, the next video coming up will be the talent, and I have to tell you that I've had some fun with the guy. I don't think he is excellent. I really don't. I think that he needs a little bit of help. They did some changes. They did a buff to his arrows. They did a few things to him, but the way I play him is probably not going to surprise you guys. But at the video, you would notice that there are very few things about him that make him special. And in all honesty, it's not the Omnibow, even though it's pretty cool to get Omnibow kills and to do stuff like that. What makes him special is not the Omnibows. And that's unfortunate, because the Omnibows are something that look really cool. They do some decent damage, but they're not what he's really about, even though it should be what he's about. But anyways, guys, you will see that next. This is the Cabal Vanguard. You guys correct me on how to say it. But Invader 1 out, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.